Hello, Malpos 3. I'm going to read the Nelson Mandela biography to you now. I would like you to follow my symbols as I read. You can press pause for you to get help from my story map if you wish. Then you can continue to press play, and follow the story some more. These are suggestions. If you think you can do better symbols than me, symbols are more helpful, go right ahead. Here, now I'll start. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a very important person in the world. He was from South Africa, where he led an anti-apartheid movement. He also spent 27 years in prison for fighting against the government and was the first black South African president. Apartheid was the separation of black and white people in South Africa. Early life. Nelson Mandela was born in Mvezo, South Africa. He did well at school and went to university. However, he was expelled because he joined a student protest. Mandela ran away to the city of Johannesburg, where he managed to finish his degree and eventually became a lawyer. Politics and prison. From 1942, he was more involved in politics, and by 1944, he helped start a youth section of the African National Congress, ANC, a political party in South Africa. Later, he was chosen to lead the plan to fight apartheid. The next years were full of fighting and arrests because of apartheid. And in 1964, he was given a long prison sentence. During his time in prison, the rest of the world was also trying to stop apartheid in South Africa. Freedom and the President. In 1984, Nelson Mandela was the world's most famous prisoner. By 1988, things were starting to change in South Africa when black students were allowed to go to white universities. In 1990, South Africa's new president set Nelson Mandela free. The two men agreed that the future should be peaceful and people should work together despite the many years of conflict. In 1994, black people were allowed to vote in a government election for the first time, and they voted Nelson Mandela first as their first black president. His work as president was very important, and he used sport to bring people together. South Africa hosted and won the Rugby World Cup in 1995, and Nelson Mandela wore the South African Springboks shirt even though black people had not worn it before. Later years. Nelson Mandela was known as a great man for the work he had done in his lifetime and was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. He gave up politics in 2004 to spend quiet time with his family as he got older. He lived with his third wife in Johannesburg, where he died on the 5th of December 2013.